I'm going to use this as an example. I would prefer to like get trains. But in June this year, we're doing a trip up to Scotland, Edinburgh. It's kind of our birthday treat for Lou, and we're going to do we decided to do a sort of an adventure thing and do the overnight sleeper train up there. Figured that'd be kind of fun and quite a unique way of doing it. Not on the way back, just on the way up. We kind of didn't really think about the way back. We were like, oh, we'll look at that in a bit and then plan it. So I decided to plan that trip back and was like, well, okay, we'll get the train back, right? I know it's pretty far, but you know, it shouldn't be too bad. Couple of hours, right, on a train. That should be good. Or I don't know I don't know. I clearly don't know distances for starters because it's not just a couple of hours. It was 9 plus. It was 9 plus hours a train back. I mean, it was like, okay then, that's kind of crappy. And it would have cost nearly £300. Just a random train on a weekday. Just a random train on a weekday from Edinburgh back to London. 9.5 hours it was roughly, and my heart dropped. I was like, oh my god, this is horrendous. Like, we will hate every second of this. It would ruin our entire trip. Like, we were reflecting it so badly because of the way back. And I started to think, people say, like, oh, it's cheaper to fly, you know, like that, like, within, like, the UK, and I think they're being facetious for the most part. Like, it's not, and it's not necessarily more convenient and stuff like that. But I thought, the hell with it. Let me have a look and let me see how it would work out if we were to fly back from Scotland to London. Would it actually be cheaper for starters and more convenient? I didn't love the idea of it because it just kind of feels wrong. Obviously, the whole like carbon footprint side of things. I'm not exactly, I'm doing my best. I don't use disposable cutlery and things like that. But I'm doing the best I can. But basically, after going through all the steps of EasyJet, which is an airline, if you know it, a fairly cheap airline, but with that comes a lot of like asterisks of, where it'll be like, oh yeah, you can fly for £10, but then by the time you get to the end, it's actually £110 because of all the things, all the add-ons and all the little bits that you've had to add on and things like that. Anyway, after going through all those stages, I came up with an average. Well, the first one came in about £110 to fly back from Scotland to England in an hour and a half. So I then redid it and I went a bit more expensive. I put an extra bag in. I upgraded our seats to be a bit more comfortable, and it was 190, and it was the same amount of time. Why the fuck would I get a 9.5 hour train that cost me nearly £300 back from Scotland when I can do that